Welcome to the channel, Ahilan here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the importance of identifying trends and the importance to have this ability or capacity to be able to identify trends for Kindle self-publishing, and why this skill or this knack is of utmost importance, and it's something you really want to develop, right? So before I go into the Kindle publishing, self-publishing aspect of identifying trends, I want to talk about the skill in general, right? It's applicable to things beyond the confines of Kindle publishing. This skill to be able to zone in on an opportunity and identify a trend and be able to capitalize and make a ton of money is something that is a lifelong skill that you can apply to things outside of Amazon. This can be real estate, this can be conventional storefronts and businesses, it can be whatever type of business model that's out there, but nonetheless, this ability to identify trends is essential, right, and is needed. So let's talk about Kindle self-publishing for a minute. So my first $1,000, when I hit my first $1,000 mark, it was off a trendy book. I've mentioned this in earlier videos before. I did this on Bitcoin actually, right? So it was into the cryptocurrency niche. So it was actually both Bitcoin and Ethereum. So these two books in particular, so the keyword was Bitcoin for one book and the other one was Ethereum. So when I published under these books, I was able to ride this wave and cash out, right? So I was able to make my first $1,000 on this particular keyword, right? It was a trendy keyword and I published on it and I was successful. However, I must note it was short-lived. I believe it lasted about 2 months or so, and then it tapered off. It died off. Most of my sales died off for the most part. But I did break even and I did make a profit. But hence the importance and the emphasis on identifying trends, right? Because with the ability and the capacity to identify trends, you can make some serious amounts of money. So let's go to the other example of the solar eclipse book, right? There was a book on the solar eclipse. I wonder if it's, you know what, let's check this live. Solar eclipse children's book. Well, can't find the book right here right now, but anyways, there was a book in this particular niche. There was a phenomenon going on, right? A natural phenomenon, the solar eclipse. I believe that was a year ago or 2 years ago, I'm not too sure, forgot exactly. However, my point I'm trying to bring is that this was another trend, right? And someone was able to identify this trend and capitalize on this opportunity and ride the wave. And this person cashed out big time, because this person in particular, I can't see the book right here now in the listing. However, when I saw the book a few years ago or a year ago, this book had the Amazon top charts bestseller tag. And in order to achieve this distinction and in this tag in particular, you need to be able to sell thousands of copies of a book, right? It's not a simple bestseller tag, it's a top charts tag. So this tag is only given to people who are able to sell thousands of copies of their books. So again, another trendy keyword that was used to someone used and capitalized and cashed out big time. And how did they do this? They were able to identify a trend. They were able to observe, right? Hence the importance of being cognizant and being able to just really observe cultural themes that go on. So holiday seasons, natural phenomena, i.e. the solar eclipse, maybe the lunar eclipse as well. So these are things to be observant of, right? You really want to be observant when you're in business, because being able to observe and capitalize on these types of trends is how you're going to supplement your income, right? I never ever recommend building your business on trendy books, because you'll notice that you may have a huge fluctuation of sales in a particular season, perhaps Q4, and then after that it's going to die off, and then you're not going to be making as much amount of money. So that's never a good thing. So that's the importance of identifying trends. And again, this is far reaching. This is beyond Kindle self-publishing. The upcoming trends of the 21st century, nanotechnology, biotechnology, artificial intelligence. These types of things are things to look out for, outside of Kindle publishing, maybe you don't know anything about any of the topics I just brought up, but how about becoming a consultant, right? Becoming a consultant for the nanotechnology firm, or the biotechnology firm, or the artificial intelligence corporation. You can just be the middleman and be the consultant to acquire customers, so customer acquisition, right? So these are things you really want to think about, because I believe in this coming century that the transfer of wealth, right? Alex Becker actually talked about this, and that's the transfer of wealth will be in such a magnitude that never before in history it has something of this magnitude occurred, right? Because the transfer of wealth will be phenomenal, and it will be phenomenal, and it's just going to level the playing field and give a lot of people in the working class and be able to move up to a higher income bracket, right? So again, nanotechnology, biotechnology, artificial intelligence, right? When's the last time you went into a Walmart, right? The last time I went to Walmart, to my surprise, was actually, I saw a lot less cashiers and a lot of self-checkout cashier machines. So people are checking themselves out, paying for their own groceries. They don't need as much cashiers anymore because of artificial intelligence. And again, hence the importance of identifying trends, right? Artificial intelligence will change the world. I speculate that it's gonna drastically change the workforce in the next 10 to 20, 30 years, right? Because the mundane tasks are all being automated by computers and machines. So a lot of people are going to start losing their jobs, right? Because of the technology advancements that are happening. And, they're just going to have to learn new skills and adapt, right? Because remember, it's not the strongest who survive, it's those who are able to adapt. And as an entrepreneur or business owner, you really want to be able to have the skill set to adapt to the environment around you. Let's take Uber for an example, right? Years ago, if somebody told you that they were creating an application for, a driver to connect to customers, so strangers, and you would go into a stranger's car and he would drop you off your destination, they would probably laugh at you. You'd be the laughing stock of the century. But guess what? Uber had a crazy idea. They ran with it, and guess what? It worked out, and it severely impacted and almost destroyed the taxi industry. Here in Toronto, I can say it drastically affected the taxi industry. Taxi drivers were not happy. Uber really shifted the power, right? And really changed the landscape and terrain of the whole transportation industry, and it really took them by storm. The only reason the taxi industry is still surviving is not because of customers, it's because of their long-term corporate clients they have, from the things I've heard. And that's how the taxi industry is still sustaining, but they lost a lot of market share to Uber. So again, that's the importance of being able to identify trends and being observant, being cognizant of your surroundings, taking notes of, events that are going on around you, the holiday season, the natural phenomenon, cultural things, etc. So that's gonna be all for this video. I hope you found something helpful, something insightful. If you have, please remember to like, subscribe, and share. And again, if you haven't joined Passive Income Publishing Academy, the best nonfiction course on the market, I highly suggest you check it out. Link in the description. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.